I'm your host, comedian, the real deal Joel Davis, former professional wrestler, MMA fighter, currently podcaster, stand-up comedian, and promoter. We have a special show tonight with a very special guest coming out of the state of Oklahoma. Before we get to the guest here, our very special guest and brother that's joining us tonight, we have some sad news to report. On yesterday's news, we had a passing of a professional wrestler who passed away, a legend in the WWF through the 70s and the 1980s. He passed away yesterday and the news became public. The Duke of Dorchester, Pete Doherty, has passed away. Pete Doherty was a mainstay in the WWF and the WWF in the 1970s and the 1980s. He was in the ring with the greats like Andre the Giant, the American Dream Dusty Rhodes, and Mil Mascaras. Pete Doherty loved professional wrestling. He was a very funny individual and had a great, large personality. I saw Pete Doherty myself at the old Boston Garden with my Uncle Charlie, God rest his soul. My Uncle Charlie brought me back to see Pete Doherty back on January 29, 1987, when the Duke of Dorchester, Pete Doherty, wrestled in one of the main events that night against the late, great King Kong Bundy. My Uncle Charlie and myself both liked Pete Doherty. My Uncle Charlie was from South Boston, Massachusetts, and Pete Doherty was from Dorchester, Massachusetts. Pete Doherty was also the Golden Terror. He worked with the late, great Captain Lou Albano as a heel with the complete gold gear with the gold boots. I met Pete Doherty for the first time in person in 2011 at the New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, the night that I was inducted into the Hall of Fame. Pete Doherty was one funny person, and he had given me a handshake after the introduction into the Hall of Fame. Pete Doherty is a New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Famer, the class of 2010. The Duke of Dorchester, Pete Doherty, will not be forgotten across the world. He also was a commentator in Nesson with the late, great Gorilla Monsoon. Pete Doherty was a legend in New England and throughout the world. And we would like to say our condolences to Pete Doherty's family and friends. Rest your soul. 10-bell salute for the Duke of Dorchester, Pete Doherty. Our guest tonight, episode 36, is the king himself, King Jaymz, and I'm happy to have him here. That's right, stand-up comedian and sobriety speaker, about to hit 5 years sober. That's right, 5 years sober, and he's a stand-up comedian and one of the best entertainers all through the South, and he has traveled doing what he does best, and that's stand-up comedy. King Jaymz is not only a stand-up comedian and a sobriety speaker, he's also the owner of Kicking Grass Lawn Care out there in Oklahoma. He's working every day. He's a parent on top of that. He's got his shit straight, so to speak. King Jaymz has just did a big show on June 13th. It was Live for Tomorrow Festival. King Jaymz was the first comedian to go up at 5:30 p.m. Not an easy spot to take. It was live music, poetry, testimonials, and comedy. A day of inspiration and hope. Jesus changes everything. That was out there in Melcaster, Oklahoma. King Jaymz was one of the comedians that gave his time for such a great cause. He also is a promoter, and he's promoted shows like in 2024, the Comedy and Blues in Oklahoma. He presented that show. He did the Mayday, Comedy and Music back on May 23rd, 2025 in Stigler, Oklahoma. He is King Jaymz, and he is here tonight. King Jaymz, welcome, brother, to Wrestle with Comedy.
What's up? How you doing, Brother Joe?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's so great to have you, man. It's been a few years, brother. Yeah, man. And
it's good to be here, man. It's an honor, man. I'm watching you out there do your thing, and it's cool, man.
Oh, man.
I see you putting in the work, bro.
Much love and respect for you, Jaymz, and that's King Jaymz, and he spells that Jaymz because he's just that much of a king. You know, you've heard of different kings, and you are a legit king. Let's start right off with it, King Jaymz. Where were you born, and where do you live now, and how did you come up with the name? Who gave you the name King?
I grew up in Tulsa, Oklahoma, in the rough parts of it. The way that I came across King Jaymz, I've had many nicknames throughout the years.
Yeah.
But the older I got, the more people just started calling me King Jaymz. And let's just say that I used to be in the criminal world a lot, and I started like an organization, and they started calling me King Jaymz, and it just developed from that into comedy, into a new King Jaymz.
A new and improved King Jaymz is what we can probably call it, brother. You know I've known you for 2 years, almost 3 years now, and we met on something that was the Sauce in the City. It seemed like it was another lifetime.
City,
yeah, so long ago, James, and we stayed in contact the entire time, exchanged phone numbers, and then checked each other out on social media. And it's so great to meet someone like you because you know I have a lot of admiration for you because what you're doing is not easy, brother. You know, you really have done what you've done, and it's like to be able to own your own business. You're out there doing the lawn care, and you're doing the stand-up comedy for a lot of charity, and you're making people laugh, James. You really are, brother. And to be sober, going on 5 years. Tell us a little bit about that. When is your anniversary? 5 years sober, and how does it feel to be sober?
Well, I want to clarify sober. When I say sober, I mean from methamphetamines and from chemical drugs. Now, I do smoke marijuana. I am an occasional social drinker, and I do partake in like shrooms. But as far as methamphetamines, I used to shoot it, and I was bad. I was an outlaw criminal, and all I cared about was sticking that needle in any vein that I could get it in. And so, you know, I'm going on 5 years since I've shot myself with methamphetamines, and my life has gotten so much better. My quality of life is so much better. My relationship with my son, the people that I've built around me, they're all recovering addicts and facing demons and overcame them. So we all just help each other, uplift each other, have a great support system behind me. Like you said, you see me growing and kicking grass. We're growing every day. We're going so busy. I could barely almost made it to the show. But I'm glad to be here, man. I'm glad to be busy. I'm glad to be busy in a different way. Instead of trying to hustle and find my next high or hustle and find my next lick and my next bag. Now I'm trying to get that bag in a legal way, and it feels good, bro. And just people keep blessing me. Everybody around me just wants to see me do good, and it's a new feeling, and I love it. That's where I'm at.
That is so cool, James. It really is, and thank you for sharing that story. And you know, this is real life, and life is not easy. And I'm sure being such a successful businessman and having the kicking grass lawn care out there, I'm sure that helps you along because it's keeping you out there doing something that I'm sure that you love. Because I know you're a hard worker.
Yes, I love it.
I know you do. I can tell you do.
Everything about lawn care.
I hear you, bro. And you know what? And such a great parent because, like I said, we've stayed in touch in the last 2-3 years through social media, and I've seen everything you do. And to be a stand-up comedian now, it's something that you and I share as a passion. I hope someday we're blessed enough to share a stage together. And you never know what is in the future.
It's gonna happen, brother. That's one thing I would love. Like if either like when I get to where I can pay you to come out here, dude, I'm gonna get you out here.
James, I love you, brother. You know that. James, let's talk about it. The King Jaymz is here tonight, episode 36, Wrestling with Comedy. He's giving you some words of wisdom. That's right. He is one badass, but he's one of the good guys now. That's right. He's one of the good guys. Let's do a two-part question. How did you start in stand-up comedy? When did you start in stand-up comedy? Actually, 3 parts. And then what advice do you give someone that wants to get into stand-up comedy?
Well, I've always been a funny guy. I was always the class clown. People are always like, you need to go try to do stand-up. And I'm like, yeah. So whenever I got clean right after the COVID mess and got off the streets of Tulsa, and in 2023, I had I had 18 months, 16 months clean. and I went into the Looney Bin in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I signed up, and I killed it, and I ain't looked back. I hit a lot of Tulsa open mics for a while, and then I started this. I was the first to ever do any comedy scene here in Stigler, Oklahoma, and I've had like I think 5 shows, comedy and blues shows. My last show wasn't very much of a success, but you can't win them all. But the other 5 were very successful, very rewarding. It was a very awesome experience to promote and get comedian night. It was so easy to get people want to come do my shows. And no matter what, I always make sure they're compensated. Like this last show, I had to pay out of my pocket, but I made sure everybody was just taken care of. And that's just what it's all about. And if you want to get into comedy, find out how you're funny. Are you the tell the old jokes like Grandpa told around the water cooler? Are you the guy that makes up your own jokes? Maybe you have funny stories. Or I say be all around balanced and do all those, and then go to open mics and just see what happens, man, and get out there. And if there's no open mics around you, create like I did have to do here. Like, I'm going through some crap with my license. I'm having to jump through hoops to get them. So I have to jump, make miracles, to make sure I get to a comedy show or to open mic or to produce something. But like I said, I have a strong support system behind me, and I'm almost there. So once I put that needle down 5 years ago, man, my life is so blessed. My son has a truck. We have a truck. I have a Harley. You know what I mean? It's just life keeps getting better and better, man. And so yeah, just follow your dreams in comedy. Find out where you're funny, how you're funny, and go experiment.
That's right, people. Listen closely to what King Jaymz is saying. He's not called the king for nothing. He's one of the good guys who came back from being down and out in the mud, so to speak, and now going 5 years sober, a great parent, some family and friends that love him, surrounding him, kicking ass, so to speak, and he's kicking grass and lawn care out there in Oklahoma, and you can see him smiling right now. He's done some great shows in the festivals, and you did something else. But before we get to the next show, real quick, because we have to talk about it, Jaymz, and just listening to you makes me so proud of you, just listening to what you're saying. You got some people here saying, congratulations, sir, and they're happy for you. Yes, they are saying that to you right now on the chat. But I would like to ask you a little bit about Mayday, Comedy and Music back on May 23rd in Stigler, Oklahoma. You were a big part of that show. Did you promote that show?
I promoted that whole thing. That was probably my most successful show. Man, that was a night to remember. I had comedians from Tulsa, McAllister, Fort Smith, had some local musicians, and we packed the house like, I lost count, around 60.
That's a great crowd, man.
60 to 80 people, and I'm talking in a town of 3,200. And so you can't even, I've seen events here. But the only thing that would probably ever beat it maybe is a rodeo or maybe a church event. But I've seen them do other events here, and they barely get 30, 40 people there. So it was a very successful show.
Oh, congratulations, brother.
Really awesome. That's the best high. That's the best high in the world right there.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. And let's go right to it, King Jaymz. King Jaymz is here, episode 36, Wrestling with Comedy. I'm your host, the Real Deal, JoeRoganPodcast. There he is. He's one good individual. He's one of the good guys. He's telling you how it is, real life experiences. Folks, that's what the podcast's all about. We keep it real here. We bring in all different guests from all different parts of the world in professional wrestling, stand-up comedy, and they're telling you the story to inspire you. That's right. He's from Oklahoma. He's proud to be from Oklahoma. King Jaymz, real quick before we get more into this great podcast here tonight, I have to ask you, because this is hearing it from a grown man like you, a parent, a business owner, doing so good in life right now, so blessed, like you said. You just did that big show, the festival. Jesus changes everything. I have to ask you. I know we have people listening tonight. Hundreds of people watch the replays. I know for a fact there are people out there battling drug addiction. What advice can you give them?
Man, get to a point where you're fed up. You're tired of it. Sorry.
No, it's all right, brother. It's okay, bro. I mean, hey, listen, you know, it's that's what this is all about.
Get to a point where you're tired, you're sick and tired, you know, and you're sick and tired of living that way. And you say enough's enough, and you do whatever you gotta do. And like this last time I've been, so I was 17, I'm 50, I probably laid it down to 45. And I've been in through rehabs and lessons, and I took it, and I got off the streets, and I went,
James,
I never learned, and all that pain, and I turned it to the positive, and that's what you got to do. You got to say enough's enough, and love yourself, and then the rest will happen.
James, excuse me. Pardon me, please, sir. I just want to make sure. Is your audio okay? Got a little broken up on there. Is it is your audio okay? Did anything change? Are we still good?
Yeah, I hear you.
You got a little. It's just a little
Can
bit
you
of
hear me?
a little bit of feedback. I'm not sure. Let's see if what we have. And thank you for sharing that inspiration and that advice. So people like okay, I hear you better right now. King Jaymz is basically saying to everyone is when you had enough, when you're done. Now, we had a guest on a few months ago, King Jaymz. I don't know if you've seen the episode. Nick Rossi was on, and he has the same situation. Yeah. He told me he locked himself in a house. He didn't even want to come out. He barricaded the doors and covered the windows. He was into the heavy bad drugs, he called them, the real bad drugs. And he's going on 6 years sober himself, and I am sure he's going to be watching tonight's show. And he did send a message to you, and his message to you, King Jaymz, was so glad to see someone else doing stand-up comedy who's beat the addiction and that is sober now. That was his message, and that is the God's honest truth. I wanted to mention that to you. King Jaymz is here. Brother, you are very welcome. That's Nick Rossi, and he's another great guy like you and another great human being. This is King Jaymz. Yeah, Nick Rossi's his name. I tried to call him the Bandit, but he didn't like that name. But we got the King Jaymz here tonight. He's been the king for a long time. He transferred from a bad guy to a good guy. He's out there in Oklahoma. He's running the business. He's a family man. He's doing a lot of charity shows. He had the big Mayday back there, comedy and music, May 23rd, 2025 in Stigler, Oklahoma. Between 80 to 100 people, were out there jamming that place up. So this guy right here that you see on the screen here on Wrestling with Comedy, King Jaymz, he's not only a stand-up comedian, he's also a promoter and a business owner and a parent. And going on 5 years sober from big drugs. He doesn't mean just alcohol. So, people be inspired by seeing the man himself. He's the king. He's King Jaymz here tonight on Wrestling with Comedy. How about the Tumbleweeds? Tumbleweed Steakhouse, Comedy on the Water back in January 2026. Can you tell us about it?
Man, that was a great show. There's some stuff I could say about the owner. I helped promote the show. Let's just say that she's a little on the shady side, but other than that, it was a great show. Like, I had Israel Goldman come out, I had a couple other comedians come out, and we had like this old lady that never done comedy in her life just get up there. We had like an open mic part of it too. It was a great night, and I had people tell me it was probably one of the best sets I've ever done. So, and it felt good. It really did. I mean, I had people rolling, and yeah, it was a good show. Good place, good food. It's just that I don't want to I don't like talk a lot. I just keep it I keep shit real, but yeah, she kind of did me shady, but we just move on when people do like that, and you go find the people that don't do you shady, and that's just my philosophy in life.
James,
it's that easy. Yeah, it's that easy.
It's that easy.
It's like getting blocked on Facebook. Blocked.
Well, there you go. There's a word of wisdom right now, folks. If you listen right now and listen in, that's King Jaymz saying just don't bother with that small petty shit. He dealt with a venue owner that was a little shady. It might have been a problem with, I'm imagining, with the money issue or something, but that happens in business.
It was little, just a little bit of everything issue. Yeah, it was, and it is what it was, and it ain't what it is now, but I just move on, you know what I'm saying? I just pick my battles, and I just know there's more room for me out there, and maybe she don't want to make room for over there. You know what I mean? And so it is what it is. You know, this is life, man. There's so much of the pie for us to eat, and if we don't be greedy, it'll be all right.
That's right. So
as long as I keep doing what's right, I can't. Like I got harassed by the police a couple weeks because of my record where I live, and you know they can't do that to me. You know they pulled me over, and break my rights. But you know the stuff that I did in this town back in 2013, I was a bad guy, and I know it, and I can never repay that. All I can ever do now is do what's right and keep moving on, and that's how I repay society. And that's just that's what I tell anybody that's struggling with addiction. And when you're ready to quit, and maybe you dug a hole and you got fines and warrants in so many different counties, and whenever you decide to get clean, guess what? All that's coming at you too. So just be ready. It's a fight, but it's a good fight. And once you get on the other side, you're in the winner circle. You keep making the right steps. Yeah, people might try to hold your past against you, but just shuck them off. You know what I mean?
Well, there you go, and you can hear the man himself. King Jaymz is here tonight, episode 36, Wrestling with Comedy, stand-up comedian, business owner, and also going 5 years sober, hitting the 5-year mark sober. He's also a parent out there in Oklahoma. He's respected by a lot of people out there. He's got a great support system. He just did the big festival out there, Jesus Changes Everything. And this guy right here, let me tell you, King Jaymz, I've known him going on for 3 years. I've seen him on social media. I've seen what he's done. I've spoke to him on the phone several times. He's got his shit together, so to speak, and he's doing what he needs to do to enjoy the rest of the life that he has on this God's green earth. It's King Jaymz here tonight. So happy to have him. He is the man with the plan. King Jaymz, let me ask you, where you see yourself in 2027? Are you going to continue with the stand-up comedy? You promoting anymore? What are you doing, brother?
Well, right now I'm going, like I said, I'm trying to get my driver's license straight. But now I have a guy that's working for us, and it's a guy I've been looking for. He's going to be my cameraman. He's going to drive me around, man, like, you know, until I get legal, man. But I've been looking for someone like that. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to find people that's willing to, because I want to go around also and mess with people and record it and have a camera guy that don't get embarrassed. And I'm just to get back into the open mics in Tulsa. And I feel like I really need to do that. And then probably here in about August, September-ish, maybe a little later, I'm going to try to go down to Austin and get on KillTony and go hit 6th Street up there. And
yeah, man.
I want to go at least take 2 weeks to try 2 times to get on, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Other than that, and then I'm going to try to maybe promote. I'm working on a little deal where I want to do like an adult fun night here in Stigler, where we have like me doing some comedy and have a blues band, and then do some karaoke and some line dancing.
Oh, wow.
There's nothing really to do here. All our bars got closed down, and so you got to drive at least 45 minutes to 30 minutes to go have fun.
Wow, man.
But, so I'm just trying to do stuff like that, you know what I mean? Keep myself out there. I'm fixing to start doing a lot of TikTok stuff. Fixing to start utilizing that. I got a lot of great ideas for some funny shorts and stuff. And yeah, I got a camera guy, so it's the sky's the limit, man. And my business is blowing up.
Yes, it is. I've seen it on social media.
It's good.
Yeah, you know what?
I've been working on singing. Y'all fixing to hear me do some blues, and I rap and working on some other stuff. I'm even trying to get a metal band together. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff in fire, and it's the sky's the limit, man. And to anybody out there that thinks they're too old and it's too late, it's never too late, man.
It's never too late. That's right. It's never too late.
Never, ever too late. Get out there and do it. I'm 50 and I can do circles around people who have my age.
And you know what, King Jaymz, you said something. I'll just say this real quick before we get to dealing the names here. We have a segment called Dealing the Names with King Jaymz here. We're about 8 minutes, folks, left to the program. If you have any questions or comments, I see the numbers are going up here. People are listening in because this is a great, great guest. He's out of, and we said Stigler, he means Oklahoma. He's talking about the state of Oklahoma. He's coming to us live from Oklahoma tonight on Wrestling with Comedy. He's King Jaymz, stand-up comedian, promoter, and going 5 years sober. He's also a business owner, and he mentioned Austin, Texas. That's a great opportunity out there on 6th Street. You can get your shot at the KillTony. I was out there 2 weeks myself. We spoke about that on the phone, and you never know what's next, and there's a lot of opportunities out there, but you got a lot of plans, Jaymz, and you're sticking to it. King Jaymz has tunnel vision, and we got dealing the names here with King Jaymz. Dealing the names. The first name on your list, one word or one statement, Jaymz, my brother, is Richard Pryor.
Hilarious.
Very good way to put it. Number 2 on Dealing the Names with King Jaymz. Here it is. Israel Goldman.
He is showman.
Showman. Very good. Dealing the Names. Number 3 of 5. Brandon Kitchen.
Brandon Kitchen. Room for improvement.
Oh, brother, thank you. I needed a good laugh today. That was my first good laugh.
I'll just be in line. Keep it 100, man.
All right, my man. Number 4, we have Dealing the Names. We have the special guest coming here from Oklahoma. He's the King Jaymz. Dealing the Names. The number 4 name for you, brother. Look at that. Here he is. Number 4 name is Ralph.
There's that crown.
You got the crown,
There's
man.
that crown you want.
That's what I was looking for. Dealing the Names. Number 4, Ralphie May. The late, great Ralphie May.
My favorite all-time comedian, bro.
Yeah, all right. I didn't know that because these are random names. You had no idea.
Yes, that's my inspiration. That's funniest man that was alive to me. By far, best joke teller, storyteller. Try to wake us up to the government's bullcrap and all that. Yes. Love him.
Ralphie May, one of the all-time greats, one of the GOATs. Ralphie May in stand-up comedy. Rest in peace, Ralphie May.
To me, he's the GOAT.
I think he's one of the best too. I mean, I don't want to say it because we were doing Dealing the Names. I'm the host, so I got to stay biased. And Dealing the Names, you like that one? Number 5 on Dealing the Names with King Jaymz is Adam Ray.
Love him. He's hilarious, dude.
Yeah,
he's very he's creative as hell. Like there's 100 people living in that man.
Yeah, he's got a lot of characters.
I got some characters too. You'll see on my TikTok. I got some Adam Ray in me. You're gonna see.
Well, I've seen you perform on the Sauce in the City. I've seen some of your clips. I've seen your stage presence. And again, being named the King Jaymz and being in Oklahoma and doing what you can do out there and being so busy. You got to remember too, you're running a full-time business. You've worked so hard to go on your 5 years sober. When's your anniversary, brother, for your 5 years sober?
Dude, to be honest, I don't know the exact day. When I came off the streets, it was all the blur. I was still shooting, but I was winging myself off of it. I was in a shed, and from a shed to a tent, from a tent to a shed, and then I finally just laid it down, and I really don't know. It was all a blur because the dope was being cut with fentanyl real bad, and coming off that fentanyl was nothing like I've ever came off in my life. I came off of meth several times through life, and meth is not such a physical addiction. It's more of a mental addiction, to where this fentanyl is a physical, and man, I'm telling you, it was a nightmare, bro. So I really don't know the day. Bro, I just know
it's this year. Yeah, 5 years ago. That's all. That's all.
I don't know about people. They know the day and all this. They count down. No, I don't know, bro. I just know I've been going about 5 years since I've stuck a needle in my arm, bro. My life's awesome.
Hey, brother, much respect and much love for you. You know that, and I respect you being legit like that. Yeah. So it's 5 years this year. 2026. King Jaymz has been sober. Yeah. Let's talk about it.
Comedy for 3.
3 years and 3 years as stand-up comedian, going 5 years on being sober. You've had the business for multiple years, I imagine. But before we say
this is our 2.5 years.
2.5 years with the kicking grass lawn care out there in Stigler, Oklahoma.
I started out a half a year just seeing what happened, and the last 2 years we've turned into
just blown up,
full-time booming. I've got employees, and life's good.
It just blew up. King Jaymz is here tonight, and his business is blowing up. He's doing so good. He's so blessed. God bless you, Jaymz. I want to say that to you right here on the air. God bless you. We have about 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Tell us a little bit about this one other show I wanted to mention, and then we got finished this statement. On June 13th, you did have that festival. I think you said it didn't go as planned, but it was a day of inspiration and hope. Can you tell us anything about that real quick, that show?
Well, it was a very hot day. It had potential to be something very awesome. My boy Zach Wood that put it on, he is a comedian that he came to my second show I promoted here, and it's the first time he ever done open mic, and he hasn't looked back. He's been promoting shows. He's been going to Kansas doing shows. But it has a lot of potential, but not a lot of people showed up. But a lot of people got out there as far as testimonies, comedians, musicians, and sweated and poured their hearts out. I believe that it's something that if he would do it annually, that he could build on it, because it is for a great cause of mental awareness, suicide, and drug addiction. So that's what I told him. He was kind of down. I know how it is when you have something don't work out like that, and you pour your heart into it. But it's something he can build on, and I will definitely come back next year and do my thing again. And yeah, I think it's got a lot of potential. It's really cool setup, vendors, jumpy things for kids. You know, it was a great thing. But just you got to build on stuff like that. So it's something he can build, a rock he can build on.
That's right. That's
Definitely.
right. And you got the first one in, and I'm sure anybody that was involved, King Jaymz, I'm sure they really enjoyed it, and they won't forget the great memory. And again, a great cause for mental awareness, for suicide prevention, and everything. It's such a great cause. King Jaymz, just showing what kind of person he is, a stand-up individual. I'm so glad to call him a friend and also a companion. You're very welcome. And you know, to be someone that he is, and to, you know, I am proud to say that this man right here is not only a friend, but he also shares the same passion in stand-up comedy alongside me. And we got to finish this statement. We got about a minute left. Finish this statement, King Jaymz. I feel so blessed by the good Lord because
I'm breathing.
That's a good way of putting it, brother. This was King Jaymz here tonight.
Be here, bro.
You wouldn't even be here, bro. That's a great way of putting it.
I should be here. I'll tell you, if you knew everything, yeah.